bear off a little bit, which helps. It depends how much space you've got. If you've got some space below you to bear off just a little bit at the start, then that helps a lot. If you've got somebody right underneath you, you haven't got that option. So all you can do is pull the sails in, try and squeeze up, try and power up, pull the main sheet in as tight as you can. If you're stopped dead and you pull the sail in too tight, that's not good. But once you're moving and once you've got a bit of weight on the side, you can start, pulling it in a bit further. So gradually sort of tension it up, trying to squeeze up, give yourself a bit of space, and then maybe just ease off just that little bit.
So when you're doing that start bit and you're getting ready, you just got the traveller just set just in the middle when you're doing all that manoeuvring around rather than messing around with the traveller.
Have it set for wherever you wanted it for the windward leg. So if you needed it to windward, say if it was light, you would have it set there. But generally speaking, before the start, you've got the sails potentially sort of flogging, and you have the jib flogging as well, but not as much as the mainsail, because you don't really want the jib just let out completely, because if you're trying to go slowly, because this is the thing about going slowly, is if you can maintain a position like that and let the mainsail out there, you can sit like that. But if you let the jib go as well, inevitably, when you slow right down, you will lose steerage. Whereas if you just keep a little bit of jib in, so the crew has to be aware of this, just a little bit of jib pulling, you can maintain control. So it's just tiny little bit of jib. Again, that tiny little jib that is so important in the 707.
And then when you go into that power up, would you get the jib set first and then the main, or just try and do them both at the same time?
Probably both at the same time. You've got a lot of mainsail to pull in, of course, so you would try and get the.
So it's going to be a bit.
So you need your mainsail man to sort of wind that in for you, even if you're doing the main sheet as a matter of course.
There's a nice bit around. If you get the jib pulled in, it's just going to pull the bow around, and you end up having the rudder over as well. So you're literally going to be waiting until the main sheet's in to try and get the main and the jib to balance, so that you're not having to use your rudder.
I mean, it's something that is worth practicing actually, because imagine you've got a buoy there. This is something that's in the coaching books, but you can do it in keelboats just the same as you can in dinghies. So if you go round like that, try and stop there, shove your mainsail out, have your jib flapping, try and reverse off, and then try and go around there, and stop, reverse off, come back down this way. You think, why would you do that? Well, it's just allows you to find out what happens to the boat when it goes really slowly. So it's not all that easy to start with, but once you've done it a couple of times, it's not really all that difficult. The thing to bear in mind, of course, is that if you're going astern, you don't have any rights over any boats around about you. So
if there's somebody behind you, you can't really.
No, you can't do it. So you need to be aware of that. But the manoeuvring from being stopped to going astern, regaining control, going forward again, gives you the ability to sort of judge your efforts on the race course. I mean, I wouldn't recommend going head to bend, going backwards before most starts. You would do it only if stuck. Where's the wiper?
Bottom left hand corner under that. So it gives you more ability to control your boat, just generally if you practice these kind of things in.
So that's the magic word, isn't it? Practice. It's something that so many of us don't have time to do because we're just too busy working and then rushing from the desk directly to the race course. Pull the sails up, rush out the start, shout at everybody because everybody's stressed. You don't know what I'm talking about, do you? So the other one is just simply, this is a much easier one, you simply pick a buoy and take the boat there and see how long you can sit there with the jib, just there. And inevitably you will drift sideways. So, but see whether you can luff up, just keep it there as long as you can. That's good practice for this bit here. Or maybe you want to be at that end. Either way, that sort of practice gives you a good idea of how the boat reacts, and how, when you get too close to the wind, what you're going to do about getting back onto the course where you can accelerate from. So that's one you can do just sort of any time before the start. And it's something that the helm maybe wants to do, and you want to tell the crew about it, so they know what you're going on about. So that's any thoughts on that?
No, I was just going to say what I did some practicing a while ago again about just trying to stop in the boat and then trying to get it going again. It does teach, giving everybody in the crew a chance to feel what's happening and time how long it takes to get up to speed. It takes ages, especially the first time. So that the quicker, even practicing it once before the start, giving yourself a chance to get used to how hard it is to get the damn thing moving again. But it is getting the balance right between, you need to pull things in tight because you need to point up, but it's just after the start, especially maybe it's a tricky start, maybe it's not worked out the way you wanted, so you're kind of stopped. But you do need to let things out and bear away and get moving, even if that's.
So that's one of the things that confuses me as well. When you are pointing, I've seen me try and follow somebody, but they're pointing a lot higher than I can, and I have to bear away to try and match the speed. So, is there any specific reason why that is? If it's the same type of boats, why is it some could point higher than others?
Some point the boats at a higher angle, but aren't moving so quickly, but there'll still be an obstruction at the start. You have to. I try and work out who it is that does that and don't start next to them. You won't see them again.
No, but the club boats are probably frankly in poorer condition perhaps than the private boat. Well, the other things like Stuart and I were just talking about, if the bottom of your boat is dirty or weeded up, I mean that dramatically impacts your speed and your pointing ability in my experience.
Yeah.
So it could be just the bottom of your boat's dirty. I mean there
It
may be
could be,
there may be other technical reasons, you haven't
Right.
got your traveller high enough or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
But start looking at the bottom of your boat is a good place if you've got a problem.
Bear in mind, some of the boats have got white sails and some of them have got.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that makes a difference.
Yeah.
Those sails will make a big difference.
But
Yeah,
say
so it
you
could
were-
be a
say you were
permutation of all of
sailing an
these
equal
things.
boat, if you were sailing an equal boat and that's happening to you, the things you would look at then would be